good morning. Lovely to see so many of you here this morning. That's amazing. Hope you're well. So I'm taking a little bit of a risk this morning in that I'm going to teach a sequence that I might not have taught before. I think it was about this time last year that I went to a few days yoga intensive in London, Camden, yoga studio, with a North American teacher called Elena Brower. And there are lots of things I really like about the way she puts sequences together. So what we're doing today is inspired by what I learned with her a year ago. And it's just some of it's a little bit different to what we've been doing. So I hope you'll be patient with me. And I hope that what we'll do is we'll do it today and then I'll repeat it another day so that it feels a little bit more practiced. And then you can let me know how you got on with it. That would be really, really helpful. So all of that said, if you'd like to come to sitting cross-legged, if that's available to you, finding your sitting bones. You might be sitting up on a little block or a blanket just to help the pelvis tilt forwards a little bit. And then let's take 3 deep breaths in where we just breathe in and lift the shoulders right up to the ears. And let go on the exhalation. And again, breathing in. Really hitch, 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 hitch. And let go. One more. Breathing in. And let go. You might like to close your eyes. Have your hands lightly on your thighs or knees. And come to a sense of being in your body right now. This is a revitalizing practice. So have a sense of your levels of vitality right now. Where do you feel alive in the body? And the breath. Do you feel a difference between the base of your body, this earthy rootedness, and a lifting sense of space up along the front of the spine, blossoming into an opening in the chest? And a lightness and a softness in the face this morning. Take a few breaths here. If you've only just joined me, you might want to take a few moments to set yourself an intention. What's the quality you want to bring to your practice today? What's the quality you'd like to take from this practice into the rest of your day? Take a few moments to settle with that. And then opening your eyes and taking your fingertips down beside you. And breathing in, lift your arms up. And then hold on to each elbow, breathe out. So we'll take a little bit of time here. I want you to push your elbows right into the palms of your hands as you pull your hands into the elbows. And we're looking for a sense of framing the head. So your arms might come towards your ears or a little bit behind them even. Trying to be soft in the face. And then with this push-pulling, breathing space into the side of your ribs, the front and the back of your ribs. So it's quite a strong feeling, I find. It's an amazing way of finding spaciousness and openness, revitalizing the upper body. At the same time as rooting down through the lower body. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, release. your hands and come over to the right. You might have your right hand or your right forearm down, and slide the left hand past your ear, past your head. So absolutely fine if your elbow doesn't come down, because I don't want you to be lifting that left hip off the floor. And you might look down at the right hand, or you might like to spin around a little bit and look beyond the left armpit. And now breathe into the left lung, the left ribs, and really feel that vitality right out through your fingertips. And if you don't feel it, that's fine. Just breathe and feel whatever you do feel with your body. I'm feeling quite an opening in my left side waist. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, look down at the right hand and push into that hand, into that forearm to come all the way up. Hands up above you. And this time, take the opposite cross of your forearms. So this will just be the counterintuitive way. It feels a little bit odd. And then pressing your elbows into your hands, pressing your hands into your elbows, and lifting your arms up and behind your ears if that's available. And all the time, rooting down through the lower body, soften the face. I can see 2 Janes are here this morning at least. After Jane Lawrence, I can't see what's beneath the list, but sending you, I think that must be Jane Slater and Jane Lawrence, lots of love. Lovely to see you here. Some names I don't know who, some names are like code names and I don't know who's always there. So take another full breath in here, really expansive, and then you come over to the left, either the left hand or forearm, and begin to slide the right hand past the ear, really releasing down through that right hip. And deciding, do you want to look down to the left hand? Does that feel right? Or do you want to spin around a little bit and look under the right armpit? And then take a few breaths, really feeling the side of the body and the sense of shooting out through the end of your fingertips. Breathe in the day. Breathe in the day. And then one more full expansive inhalation. Look down as you exhale to the left hand. Push through that left hand. Inhale, lift both arms up. Reach, 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 and then breathe out. Hands down by your sides, maybe fingertips touching the floor. Can you close your eyes for a moment and feel the evenness of each side in relationship to the other? Feel the quality of your breath. Recalling your intention, your sankalpa for your practice. And then opening your eyes. And coming on to all fours now. Coming on to all fours. And I'm going to trust you to listen to your bodies this morning. There's some quite unusual stretches, and then you don't have to come into the full expression of those. So let's just see how we get on. And we're going to come straight, with no more ado, into a downward dog. So take your time. It's not a fast flowing practice, but we do move from pose to pose, but we're looking for exploring our edges, exploring the aliveness that we can find and we can cultivate in our skin, in our tissues. Can you take 3 more breaths in your downward dog? And you don't need to be in a hurry to straighten your legs, but do activate through the hands. Maybe lifting your heels up and dropping them. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Breathe in the morning. 1 more breath in. And a long breath out. And then looking in between your hands and stepping your right foot forwards. and dropping the left knee. So we'll take it really slow here. We're going to lift up from the floor, lifting also up from behind your kidneys, and we come back to holding onto the elbows. So when I say lift up from the back of the kidneys, this is what Elena Brower was teaching. It's very useful. So rather than slumping in the lower back, feel this area of the kidneys and lift from there. Lift from there, and you'll feel a lift up the front of your spine as well. Maybe you can take a little bit of a back bend from here. But you're just not slumping, you're not hanging out in the hips here. You're quite spacious and engaged in the front of the pelvis, the back of the kidneys. One more breath in. I just think this feels so good. And then breathe out, release your hands down. Curl under the back of your toes and straighten both legs. So you can start here by lifting your chest and finding a little bit of opening. And then breathe out, come down over that front leg. And you're welcome to drop the heel of the back foot if you want, or to keep the heel off the floor. I'm going to drop it. And if you're feeling really stiff in the right leg, you could bend into that knee a little bit and then straighten it. And take a few breaths. It's really nice to take it slow. Beautiful. And then from here, inhaling as you bend into that front knee, you can lift the back heel and slide your front foot back to a downward dog. Exhale. Noticing maybe the difference in the right side of the body. And then inhale, ripple forwards to plank. And choose your way down to the mat. You might want to drop your knees, or you might want to come down straight as a stick. Inhaling, peel your chest up, really roll your shoulders back to activate the back muscles. Curl your toes under. Exhale, downward dog. I'm feeling good this morning. Hope you are. And then looking in between your hands and stepping your left foot forwards now and dropping the right knee. You want the ankle heel underneath the knee, really, at the front. And then from the root, from the base, the connection with the floor, lifting yourselves up. Can you take the elbows the opposite way this time, the counterintuitive way like you did in all fours? And instead of slumping forwards, feel that lift at the back of the kidneys, lift up the front of the spine, and then expand into this pose as you fancy. And breathe. Really breathe into your armpits, the side of your ribs. One more breath in. And then on the breath out, release your hands down. Breathe in here. You can lift, curl under your back toes, lift the back knee. And as you breathe out, we come to that pyramid pose, Parsvattanasana, this is called. And the back heel could be lifted, or you could plant it down. And on a breath in, lift your belly, your heart away from the left leg. And as you breathe out, come down over it. So if your hands don't reach the floor, that's fine. You take them to the leg. And then breathe. Keep pulling this left hip back. Keep pressing into the ball of the left big toe. See how that activates the left leg, back of it. Lovely, lovely. Slow burn today. Slow stretch. Beautiful. And then bending into that front knee, lifting the back heel. Sliding that left foot back to a downward dog. Now noticing how you feel here. Breathe in, come forwards to plank. Please listen to your body. I'm feeling quite energetic this morning, so I'm coming down straight as a stick, but you can drop your knees if you need to. Come all the way down. Peel your chest up, roll your shoulders back. Take your head back last, inhaling. And from there, either to all fours or straight to downward dog. Breathe. Pushing now your hands and your feet, so you're pushing the mat apart. Finding as much length in the side body as possible. And now looking in between your hands, and again, step the right foot forwards. So this is a little bit weird. You're going to bring both hands inside the left foot. Then you're going to drop, actually I'll come this way so you can see. You're going to drop the right knee out to the side. So I'm on the side of my right foot. Just opening into that hip. And you could have your hands just level with the feet, or you could reach out in front of you and push out through that back heel. So this is a big stretch, and then you lower a little bit. It's a little bit like a half pigeon or something. Take a few breaths to allow the hips and Esther Eckhart's words to marinate. Breathe. Making sure you're really relaxed and soft in the upper body, or at least inviting that as a quality in. One more breath in and breathe out. And then gently bring your hands back. Slide that front foot back to a downward dog. Ripple forwards to plank. And remember, if you're lower energy, you can always drop the knees. Come down to the mat your way. Breathe in, peel up. And breathe out, find your downward dog. Lovely and juicy and slow. And then looking forwards and stepping your left foot in front and bringing both hands inside the right foot and allowing the left knee to fall out to the side. So you're really falling onto the outer edge of that left foot. Some of you might need to have the back knee down, that's fine. Otherwise, keeping it up so you can push out through that back heel. And then reaching forwards with your hands, reaching forwards, if that's right for you. And take a few breaths. You'll know how your hips are feeling this morning. Really lowering, 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 lowering. Beautiful. One more breath in and a breath out. And then gently bringing your hands back, sliding back to your downward dog. Feeling the body in your downward dog. Rippling forwards to plank. Drop your knees if you want to. And find your way down to the mat on the breath out. Peel your chest up, roll your shoulders back. Downward dog. So this is really a Hatha flow class. We're doing vinyasas in between the poses, which is kind of how vinyasa flow can be defined partly. But it's slower maybe than usual, deeper. And then looking in between your hands, again, step your right foot forwards. Now this is when things get a little bit weirder. Can you place your armpit over the knee? So this is all about the lymph nodes. You're pressing your kneecap right into your armpit. And the right hand can be down to begin with. So see if you can feel that connection. Don't worry if this just all feels too weird. And then take your left arm and begin to circle it. Whoa. Circle it a little way. Out behind you. Out in front of you. Quite awkward, I know. And then take those circles in the opposite direction. Stay steady. And then, can you lift both arms up? So you're pressing the knee into the right armpit, shooting out through both fingertips as you push through the back heel. It's quite intense. Breathe and find space, freedom. One more breath in. And then breathe out, hands down. Slide yourself back to downward dog. Wonderful. Ripple yourself forwards to plank. Come down your way, exhale. Breathe in, lift your chest. Breathe out, downward dog. And we'll take those weird lymphy poses to the left. So stepping your left foot forwards. Your right leg is quite activated, pushing out through that back heel. And place your left armpit over that knee. So the fingertips start on the floor. Really pressing in. You could have a fist if you wanted with that hand, if that feels good. And then begin to circle. I know it's awkward with the right arm. It's not a lot of range for movement here. Just noticing where there's restriction. And breathing. And you can reverse the direction of those circles. Really lifting off the floor here. And then lift the left arm up. So at the same time as pushing the armpit into the knee, lift up and activate through the fingertips, activate through that back heel, and breathe. Breathe in the day. One more breath in. Lovely. And then breathe out, hands down. Slide the left foot back to downward dog. And take 5 breaths. If you need to rest in child's pose, please do. Otherwise, just feeling into your dog, feeling into the whole body, the spaciousness, the aliveness of your body this morning. And then rippling forwards to plank, inhale. Exhale, come down your way. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, downward dog. So we're going to come into, some of you might have done this once with me, we're going to come into something called cross-referenced sun salutations. And you're going to get tangled up. I just know you are, and it doesn't matter at all. We'll do it more than once. I'll probably be the first one to get tangled up, so please be nice to me. So just bringing your attention to your right foot and stepping it to your left hand. I know that's weird, it's great for the brain. You cross the mat and take your left foot to the right hand corner. Beautiful. And then drop the left knee. You can keep your toes curled under. And come up for this version across the mat diagonally of Anjaneyasana. Take a breath in. Feels really weird. Then breathe out, hands come down, lift the back knee, slide this right foot back to the left corner. So you're in a downward dog with your legs crossed. Quite weird, and it just brings a different quality of experience. Can you feel this stretch now a bit differently in the lower body? Breathe in, ripple forwards to plank. Maybe drop your hips into a little bit of a cross-legged upward dog. Breathe out. Take another breath in. And then breathe out, come back to your downward dog. And bring your attention to your left foot. So your left leg is behind the right. And on the inhale, sweep it around and place it where the right hand is. Lovely. Drop the right knee. So you're now diagonally across the mat facing the right. And take a breath in here. You could lift your arms up if you wanted to. Take a breath in. And then breathe out. Hands come down. Lift the back knee. And you're going to lightly step forwards to a cross-legged standing forward fold where the left knee is on top. Breathe in, open your heart. Breathe out, fold. Really lovely. And then swinging your, This is where I get confused. Swinging your right foot back to the left corner, your left foot back to the right corner, so you're back in your cross-legged downward dog. Breathe it out here. Ripple forwards to plank, cross-legged plank. Drop the hips, exhale. Take an inhale where you lift your heart. Exhale, downward dog. Now, focus on the right foot and swing it around to the left hand. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knee. I just love this, I have to tell you. And then breathe and lift your arms up if that's available to you. Breathe out, hands down. Slide that right foot down to the left. So you come to your downward dog again. Breathe into plank. Breathe out, drop the hips. Take a breath in and really open into the heart. Breathe out, downward dog. Focusing on your left foot and swinging it around to the right. Right knee comes down. Breathing and lift up your arms. Breathing out, hands down. Lift the back knee. Step lightly to a standing forward fold. Breathe in, open your heart. Breathe out, fold. Bringing your hands to your heart space. Breathe in, come all the way up. I think we forgot that before. I forgot that before. Breathe out, fold down again. Take a breath in to lift your heart. And step your right foot back to the left. Cross that left leg over to the right. So in your cross-legged downward dog, ripple forwards to plank. Inhale, exhale, drop the hips. This will be the last one. Take a breath in and find space. Exhale, downward dog. And sweep your right foot around to the left again. Drop that right knee, left knee. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, hands down. Lift the back knee and step into your standing forward fold, right leg over the top. Breathe in, open the heart. Breathe out, come down. Hands together. Breathing in, come all the way up. Breathing out, legs still crossed, hands to your heart. So that wasn't entirely perfect, but I hope you got the gist so we can do it again next time. Take a breath in here, and then breathe out, fold all the way down. So you're in a standing forward fold with your right leg over the top. So I'd like you to walk your hands around to the right, bringing your head with you. Just see what this gives you, just a very cheeky little stretch on the left-hand side. Breathe into it, feel into it. Beautiful. And then bring your hands back to neutral. Change the cross of your legs so the left foot is over the top. And walk your hands around to the left. Breathing into the right side of the body now. How are you doing? Yeah, you're all still there. That's quite amazing. Feel this opening in the right side of the body just a little bit. Walking your hands back to the center. And then hands together at the heart space. Breathing in, come all the way up. Now as you breathe out, uncross your legs, hands to your heart. Take a moment to feel the body. Really appreciate your patience. And then breathing and lifting up. Feel your feet reach for the ceiling, the sky, and breathe out, hands down to your heart space again. Take a breath in, and then sit back in your chair, fingertips to the floor. So making sure your feet are parallel, hip distance apart. Feeling that lift from your kidneys as you lift your arms up by your ears. And we're going to hold. We're going to hold. Keep that lifting up from your kidneys. Keep reaching through the fingertips, strong in the legs, and relax around the neck and the shoulders.
Breathing fully, breathing deeply. One more breath in. And then breathe out, fold completely. Lovely. Breathing in, lift your heart. Half forward fold. Step back to plank, breathe out. Take a breath in your plank. And then lower yourself all the way down. All the way down. So you're lying on your belly. Fingers about level with your shoulders. And take a few breaths to feel into the front body. I'm going to take some back bends but with quite a lot of breathing. So you could either have your palms down or be on your fingertips. And I want you to count to 4 as you lift your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, really activating the back muscles. And then come down, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Up, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. And you can lie on either cheek and take your hands down by your sides. Just take a breath in and out to feel the body now. And coming onto your chin and interlacing your hands on your lower back. I want you to really press your pubic bone and your big toes into the floor. We're not lifting the legs. First of all, slide the hands up the spine, inhale, and then exhale, draw them past the tailbone just draw them past the tailbone, your forehead is still on the floor. And we're going to come up for 6 and down for 6. So beginning now, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're already dragging your hands to your heels. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then releasing and lying on the opposite cheek. Just really softening into the back, the shoulders, the palms of your hands. And then bending up your knees, make sure your knees are together and reaching for your feet or for any clothing if you can't reach your feet. And we're going to come into an 8 breath lift into bow. It doesn't have to be the fullest one. Just because you're breathing in for 8 doesn't mean you come into the fullest expansion. So beginning now, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm flexing my feet. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's take one more. Breathing in. You count. Down. And then releasing absolutely everything. And coming back to your breath, coming to that sense of the floor beneath the front of your body. So that kind of back bending can make what's made my breath quite jaggedy. So taking a few moments to settle the breath, you might not be the same as me. And in your own time, bringing yourself to your back.
knees bend. I hope this sequence is feeling good for you. Take a moment, feet are parallel, sit bone distance apart, heels quite close in towards the buttocks. And take a moment to feel the body now. We're going to come into one bridge pose, probably if you can, interlacing your hands. So taking an inhale, and on the exhale, lift your hips, and then actively roll your upper arms under, interlacing your hands. So the outside edges of your interlaced hands are pressing into the mat. Your forearms are pressing into the mat. And now pressing into your feet, your arms. See how much you can lift and open into the front body. Take your head back. And draw the breath all the way up to your collarbones, all the way, sip it up to the very top of your lungs. Feel the morning, 3 more breaths, lovely and expansive and spacious and alive. One more full breath in. And then release your hands, release your shoulders and your upper arms. And come down slowly, bone by bone, bone by bone. Until your sacrum nestles into the floor. Take a breath here. You can bring your knees in towards you. Have a little roll around. Until you're ready to roll over to one side or head to tail as you come up for a seated forward fold. Let's keep the knees softly bent for now. You might be sitting up on something. Fingertips by your sides. And we're going to pulse a little bit. So I want you to really lift up through the front of your pubic bone, up the front of your spine to your heart. Take a breath in. And then release down. Maybe push your heels away. And then breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, pulse down. Breathe in, lift. Really find that lift. Breathe out, come down. Let's do one more, breathing in. And this time maybe you straighten your legs and you breathe out and you come as far down as is right for you. Breathing now into the back body, finding as much space and skin aliveness in the back of your body. Really feel the skin with the breath. Maybe you take your elbows out to the side as you come down a little bit deeper. Three more breaths here. Really shooting your sitting bones out behind you. Tops of your thighs out behind you. One more breath in. And a long breath out. And then very gently bringing yourself up. Noticing how you feel. And bringing your left foot into the inner thigh. And keeping your right leg straight out in front of you. We're not taking the widest V possible here. And if you can't straighten the leg and have a straight back, if you're slumping, then bend that right knee, please. And draw the right toes towards you. And take a breath in and again find all that space up through the front of the body. And then breathe out, come all the way down. So we start with Janu Shirshasana. Maybe you can hold the foot. So we're curling down for this for the moment, just to keep finding space in the back of the body. But we're going to lead it into something close to a practice called Maha mudra, although I'm not going to do it fully. So if you've had enough instruction and you just like to chill out in this Janu Shirshasana, go ahead. Otherwise, if you want to come with me, lift your chest. So your arms are straight, you've got a straight spine. So your belly and your chest are away from the thigh.
Now this requires quite a lot of attention. I want you to be aware of your pelvic floor. So we're going to engage what are called the bandhas. I'll do another practice one day that teaches this in more detail. So there's a lift from the pelvic floor, the lift up under the diaphragm around the area of the solar plexus, and a slight drawing in of the chin. So let's do this. On a breath in, just release everything. And then on the breath out, lift the pelvic floor, scoop up under your diaphragm, take your chin to your chest, and hold here for a moment or two, just holding in the stillness. Until obviously you need to breathe in and take a normal breath in and out. Let's try that again. Take a breath in and out normally. And now take a breath in and find space, opening. And on the breath out, you engage. Lift from the pelvic floor, under the ribs, the diaphragm, chin in towards the chest a little. And you hold the breath out with all of these energy locks, these bandhas inside. Maybe find a little bit of stillness, a little bit of quiet. Until you need to breathe in. And you release everything and you breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now breathe in lovely and free, and on the breath out, all those engagements from the pelvic floor. Scoop up underneath your ribs, chin to your chest, and hold here. Until the in-breath comes in. And you can release your hands, take a couple of natural breaths in Janu Shasana, and then gently come up. So that was a kind of pseudo Maha mudra, which I have a sequence which I love, which takes us in a lot more detail towards that practice. It's a bit intense. It's not really a beginner's practice in any sense. Let's bring the left leg out and the right foot in towards the thigh. Left toes coming towards you. Of course, bend that knee if you need to. And we'll first of all relax down into Janu Shasana. So take a nice breath in, nice and long, and then only come down as far as is right for you. Head towards the knee. We're not looking beyond the foot as we will do for Maha Mudra. So you're really testing here how much you can release down through the right hip. You're breathing into the back body. Okay, and it may be that you like to stay here, or maybe you'd like to come to the full Maha Mudra, either holding onto your toes or having your fingers on the floor. So we straighten the legs, open the chest, belly away from the thigh, and we're looking beyond the toes. So take a full breath in and out here. We're drawing the shoulders away. And then take a full breath in, and staying in this position, lift from the pelvic floor, under the ribs, chin in towards the chest, and keep the breath out here. Obviously don't pass out. If there's any dizziness or anything, just return to normal breath. And then release into natural breath. In and out, and then let's take two more. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and then breathing out, engage. Root lock, underneath the diaphragm, chin to the chest. Allowing the in-breath to flood in when you need. Breathing in and out. Last time, take a breath in. And a breath out. Breathe in. And on the breath out, lock all those bandhas, those locks, and hold the breath out with everything lifted. Until you need to flood that breath in again. And relax down Just for a couple of breaths. Before you're ready to very gently bring yourself up and come to lying on your back. We'll end with a very delicate, gentle supine twist on the back. So first of all, just feeling the whole body extended, That was quite an intense practice, so just noticing how you feel. This kind of practice might not be everybody's cup of tea, might not have suited you. So just observing your reactions, your responses. And then drawing your knees into your chest, taking your arms out in a T shape. So we won't do anything too complicated here. Simply breathe in and then drop your knees to the left. You could take your left hand on top of the right knee. You're relaxing, there's no muscular engagement here at all, really soft in the inner thighs. And then take your eyes around to the right hand if you can. And really melt into the shoulder blades and soften everything now. Soften everything. There's a lot of discipline in that practice today. A lot of concentration, so let it all go now. Ever so soft in the face, across the chest, inside the thighs. Letting it go. And then bringing your head back to neutral first, lift the right knee, then the left. Draw them in towards you. Take a breath in. And then drop your knees to the right. Maybe take your right hand on top of the left knee. And take your gaze over to your left hand, wriggling around a bit to release the shoulder blades. And then come into that quality of complete softness, no hold, nothing left to do. Letting go completely. Letting go completely, so soft and released. Feeling really soft at the back of your throat and the roof of your mouth even. The back of your nose and behind your eyes, forehead, temples. Stay here forever. And bring your head back to neutral. Lift your left knee and then your right. Have a little squeeze. Slide your feet away for shavasana. Please make sure you're warm enough. Please make sure you're warm enough. And take time to settle. Take time for everything to settle down. A little bit like one of those shaky snow machines. I can't think of what they're called, but things that people have on their mantelpieces, at least they did in the 70s. Watching the snowflakes gradually settle down into a carpet on the floor. As your whole system is soothed